register which is going to control the operation of timer or counter. 0 or 1 is nothing but the TCON register, where TCON stands for timer controlling register. TCON stands for timer controlling registers. So here also, if you observe, you just try to observe, it is also of 8-bit only. Both TMOD and TCON, both the registers are of 8-bit registers only. And here you just try to observe how the naming is given. See, D naught is IT naught, and you just try to observe D2, it is IT1, and D1 is IE naught. I'll tell you what their full forms. You just try to observe how the namings have been given. D1 is IE naught, and D3 is IE1. That means IT naught, IT1, IE naught, IE1. So here it is going to talk the lower nibble. The lower nibble is going to talk about the interrupt 0 and interrupt 1. So the lower nibble of TCON register, lower nibble of TCON register will gives us an information related to the interrupts. It gives us an information related to the interrupts. So that means how the external interrupts are being handled and how those interrupts are being executed. How to handle the external interrupts and how they are being, that interrupts are being executed. That information will be given by the what we call lower nibble of TCON register. And if you observe the higher nibble, that is nothing but from D4 to D7. So here also you can see TR0, TR1, TF0 and TF1. So here, guys, please disable your mic. Fine, ma. So the higher nibble, it will be talking about timer or counter 0 and timer or counter 1. D4 and D5, they'll talk about T0. D6 and D7, they'll be talking about T1. Lower nibble of TCON will talk about the interrupts of 8051. Higher nibble will talk about the T1 and T0, timer 0 and counter 0, or timer 1 or counter 1 is given by the TCON. The very important operation, very important operation that TCON gives is that whether the timer or counter is completely turned off or whether it is completely turned on. That means whether they are in active mode or they are in deactivation mode. That information will be given by TCON register. I'm repeating it once again. Very important functioning of TCON register is that whether the timer is on or off. Whenever I'm saying timer, you need to understand that it can be counter, timer or counter, whether timer or counter is on or and whether timer or counter is off. That information will be given by the TCON register. So this is about the lower nibble and higher nibble. So now let us discuss them bit by bit. Here IT0 and IT1. IT0 and IT1 means they are nothing but interrupt 1 and interrupt 0. IT means interrupt 1 and interrupt 0. In the previous session, just now, in last two slides, we have discussed about the triggering, right? So whenever there are some interrupts, at what kind of triggering those interrupts are being executed, at what kind of triggering those interrupts are being executed, that information will be given by IT0 and IT1. I'm repeating, IT means interrupt. Here not means interrupt 0, interrupt 1. So how these interrupt 0 and interrupt 1 are being executed? That means at what kind of triggering they are executed. That information will be given by IT0 and IT1. So if IT0 or IT1 values are 1, if IT0 or IT1 is 1, then it represents that the interrupts are being executed at negative edge trigger. That means these interrupts, whatever the interrupts that the controller receives, those interrupts are being operated or they are being executed at negative edge triggering. When this IT0 and IT1 values are 1, then those interrupts are being executed at edge triggering, negative edge triggering. And if these two bits, if D0 and D2, if those two bits are zeros, then the interrupts are being executed at low level triggering. So if it is 1, they are being executed in edge triggering mode, and if they have zero values, then they are being executed in level triggering. Level triggering, again two types, low level and high level, right? So here they will be executed in low level triggering if the value is zero. If d naught and d2 value is zero, then they are being executed, the interrupts are being executed at low level triggering. And if d naught and d2 values are 1, if d naught and d2 values are 1, then those interrupts are being executed at negative edge triggering. Then they are being executed at negative edge triggering. And next is that IE naught and IE1. Here IE is nothing but external interrupt. IE means reverse, you need to understand. External interrupt. Here also external interrupt. So here the values of a D1 and D3, they'll not be in end user hand. They'll not be in end user hand, because whenever these external interrupts are being given to the 8051 microcontroller, the architecture itself will set these values D1 and D3, which are dealing with the external interrupts. Whenever the controller receives some external interrupts, the architecture of 8051 will set these two values. Setting these two values means architecture will make 1. Whenever it receives external interrupts, architecture of 8051 will make D1 and D3 values as 1. And once if those interrupts are survived, that means for what purpose the interrupt has been there, if that purpose is completed, that means if controller is responding to that interrupt, and if it has done what should be done for that interrupt, then after D1 and D3 will be automatically reset. I'm repeating, D1 and D3, they'll be dealing with external interrupt. Whenever the controller is being interrupted by the external interrupts, then the architecture of the controller will automatically set these two values as 1. It will set these two values as 1. So these two values are 1 means that indicates that controller is getting some external interrupts. And if these two values are zeros, if these two values are zeros, that indicates that external interrupts are being survived by the 8051 microcontroller. So that is about the interrupts information, how the interrupts are being executed at level triggered or at edge triggering, and how the external interrupts are being handled. That information is provided by the lower nibble. And moving on to the higher nibble, so here TR0 and TR1. TR0 and TR1, they are nothing but timer run bits. TR means timer run bits. So if they are 1, that means if TR naught value and TN sorry TR0 and TR1, if these two values are 1, then that indicates that the timer is in on mode. Timer is in on mode. So if TR0 and TR1 are 0, then that indicates that the timer is in off mode. The timer is in off mode. So these two are very, very important bits, which will gives us an information whether T0 and T1 are in on mode or whether they are in off mode. If both that means if these bits are 1, then they are said to be in on mode. If these bits are zeros, then they are said to be in off mode. And the last is nothing but TF0 and TF1. TF0 and TF1. That is nothing but timer overflow, timer overflow, timer 0 overflow flag, timer 1 overflow flag. So here in tomorrow's class, you will have a clear clarity about this overflow. But as of now, you just remember that
Voice
this,
is fluctuating, ma'am.
what ma? Am I clear now?
Voice was fluctuating. Yes, ma'am.
Is my voice clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So these timer overflow flags, these two are nothing but TF0 and TF1. They are nothing but timer overflow flags. So these will be set. These two bits will be set if the counter is incremented. If the counter is incremented from 4 Fs to 4 zeros. If the timer is incremented from 4 Fs to 4 zeros, then in those scenarios, the overflow flags will be 0. Overflow flags will be set. In the remaining cases, they will be reset. So incrementing means, see, if 0 is there, when I say increment it by 1, then it should be moving on to 1. And if 1 is there, if I say that increment it by 1 plus 1, it should be 2. So incrementing should be in a increasing order. But here Incrementing means whenever there is a overflow, when there will be a overflow, after reaching to the maximum value, still if you are trying to increment that value, say for example, this TCON register can support only 8 bits. It can support only 8 bits. And if you are trying to put the ninth bit, so where that ninth bit is go and sit, it will go and sit in D naught place. That is how these overflow flags will be set. So if you are trying to increment the value above to the sorry, 4f's, f, it is the maximum value that is being supported by the 8051. So beyond that value, if you are trying to increment, then that increment will go and sit in zeros place. So that's the reason this statement comes into the picture. This TF0 and TF1, they will be set, they are setting means overflow is happening. When does the overflow happens? When you are trying to increment beyond the limits, in those scenarios the overflow will occur. So whenever there is an increment from 4f's, beyond the 4f's, if you are trying to increment, then the timer is these two bits are going to set. So 4f's is the maximum value for 16 bit, double f is the maximum value for 8 bit timer. For 16 bit timer, the maximum value is 4f's, f. And for 8 bit timer or counter, the maximum value is double f. So this is what all about the TCON registers. So I think you're all now clear with both the T1 register and the TCON registers.